Happy New Year. Thank you for joining me. We're back. Before we get into this next video, I'm just going to go ahead and do the giveaway for the two privacy books by Mike Basil, Extreme Privacy and Hiding from the Internet. Giving away these two books. Here we go. I have the URL. I have the hashtag. Let's hit the start and see who wins this. And the winner is Grandma Bones. Okay, Grandma Bones. Appreciate you commenting. I'm going to go ahead and send these books to you. I'll get your information, send them over, and let's jump into this video. All right. This is Bunny Flocks. I'm glad you joined me again. It's a brand new year. It's 2020, January 1st. I'm excited. It's a brand new decade. Today's video is going to be about MFA or 2FA. AKA multi-factor authentication and two-factor authentication. I'm still on this privacy security kind of kick. I figure I could talk about the different types of MFA, the different types of 2FA, why you should implement them on your accounts, on your computers, on your systems, and provide a little brief tutorial on what that is for any noobs out there, or if anybody wants to know about MFA, 2FA, wants to know more information about it. Seems like it's a little techie, which it really isn't, and provide some information on that. Real quick, the reason we even have MFA and 2FA is because humans, we make weak passwords. We can't remember our strong passwords. Nowadays, anyway, we have many accounts, whether it's through banking, social media, any type of account, computer accounts, social media accounts, whatever. And as a human, as people, we're not really the best at creating strong passwords across multiple accounts. So what do a lot of us do? We create one password that's easy for us to remember. We put them online. We secure accounts with that way. And to be honest, passwords, from the dawn of computers, passwords has never really been a secure method of authentication. We write them down. They're easy to guess. Their birthdays, pet names, etc. Passwords are not a real way to secure. They're not a real security mechanism. So in comes MFA or 2FA. So pretty much multi-factor is taking, so let's say you have a password, you have a login, you have your username, your password. You add an additional layer of security, MFA or 2FA, that says, hey, okay, you have the username, you have the login, but do you have this, or do you know this, or were you able to obtain this key or this PIN, just as an extra security layer to authenticate you as the person you say you are. And there's usually different ways about doing that. First thing I'm going to talk about is this here Yubikey. It is a hardware solution / software solution. Basically, what this serves as something you have and something you can do. Do meaning when you authenticate with this, you have to push, a human person preferably has to push the little button here when you're authenticating to a service account or whatnot. And it serves as that a person is sitting there. It is you. You have this, so there's that part. And then if you push the button, it tells the account, the computer, the service, whatever you're authenticating to, that it's a live person sitting there with that key. So that's an example of multi-factor authentication, MFA. Something you have, something you can do. Other examples are something you are, biometrics, which I have inhibitions about biometrics at the moment. Is not really truly biometric because they're authenticating, the way I feel, they're authenticating still digital data, zeros and ones, rather than actual DNA strands, but that's a whole nother topic for another area. And 2FA is just two factors. So if you figure password, username and password is one, two factor would be you just need something else, such as a PIN or a code sent to your email, sent to your text, or sent to your phone. Now, you may already have seen this implemented in a lot of the big wigs, Amazon, Facebook, Google. If you've ever logged into an account from another computer or another device or another phone, you may have been prompted to enter a PIN, either through getting it via text, email, or even a call. They may call the cell phone, and a robotic voice will tell you the number to use. This is two-factor authentication. So it's already implemented widely enough because, again, as I stated, passwords are not secure. They've never been secure. They've never been a real way to authenticate a person is who they say they are. And so the big wigs are starting to implement this across the board. So for instance, if there's a computer that you normally log into, they may not require that. But again, if you log into a different machine, a library, a public access point, or a friend's computer or something, it's going to say, hey, we don't recognize this device, we don't recognize this location. If you usually log in from a particular state or city and you're traveling and you log in on a different device in a different state, different area, different country, a lot of these guys will detect that and say, hey, you're logging in from an unknown location on an unknown device. We're going to send you this pin, make sure you are who you say you are. So I'm not really sure. So I've started to notice this within the past year or two. To be honest, I don't really remember opting in for that, but it's probably for the best. But I'm sure if you did the research on your particular service or whatever you use, if you wanted to opt out, you can. I don't recommend that. Now, that's the big wigs kind of pushing it out to us, weaning us onto that. But there are solutions you can do yourself for those accounts which may not already provide multi-factor or 2FA. As I stated before, there's the Yubikey you can purchase. I'm talking a little bit about this. There's Google Authenticator codes. There's Microsoft Authenticator codes, and I can talk about those. And you can implement these solutions on your accounts, bank accounts, social media accounts again, if they provide them. Now, not everybody. So, for instance, talking about the Yubikey, not everybody offers this as a solution. They may have their own key they want you to use. They may just use the software PIN code, software authentication, such as Google, and there's others out there. I'll make a list on this video. But so, for instance, the reason I bought this Yubikey is because I currently use LastPass. I use LastPass Word Manager for a majority of my important accounts. And at the time, before I had this, I was just authenticating to that service with a password. Granted, it was a unique password, strong password, whatever have you. But again, passwords are not secure. They can be found out. They can be guessed, and whatever have you. So, in conjunction with LastPass, I've been using the Yubikey. So what I had to do, let me see if I can show you here. So what I had to do is, so for instance, here's my LastPass plugin. If I open this up, type my password, right, which I can do that now. So type my password, it'll log me in, right, and then I get this, because I already set this up, and then the setup is pretty easy. Insert the Yubikey to the US port. I have it here. I'm going to set it up, push this in here. Okay, and then make sure the prompt is on the field here. And then I authenticate by doing something, doing an action. The something I will do is push down on the button here, and it'll fill those up. And basically, essentially what that does will log me into LastPass. And I'm logged into LastPass, you can see from the red thing, and I can just open it from there, open my vault and what have you. And that's multi-factor. So if somebody would to, discover my LastPass password, install the plugin, or just try to enter that, get into that and then have access to all my passwords to all the accounts I have on there, they would not be able to because they do not have this key. It's in my possession. I may or may not carry it around with me depending on the situation. I prefer leaving it at home, to be honest, in a secure place, and then use it when I need to. So there's the multi-factor authentication, something you have, something you could do with something which is in this instance, in this scenario with LastPass is 3-factor. Setup is easy. When I bought the Yubikey, you go to the website, link is below, and you'll see all the services, all the the accounts that actually utilize Yubikey, and most of all of them have a simple setup page with the instructions. All it really is real simple. It's the same process. Insert the Yubikey, get it ready, hit the button. It'll copy the key to the account, and then boom, you set up. Real simple. The other type of 2FA which you can use is a Google Authenticator, which I also have here, I use for a few accounts. We're not doing this now. So I'm logged out of LastPass again. You should always log out. Make sure you log out of LastPass, log out of your stuff. You never want to leave. I'm a huge advocate of not staying logged in places. You never know what could happen to your computer, laptop, whatever have you. If you're one of those that saves passwords to auto login or autofill, you're asking for a heap of trouble. Here we have Google Authenticator. You can go to Google Chrome, install this. I have a few PIN numbers that I use, and they all change within 60 seconds, I believe, or 30 seconds, something like that. And then I'll put instructions on Google Authenticator. So it's the same concept, only instead of something you have, it's just something you have access to, something that can be sent to your phone. Something of importance to really remember when you're setting up a Google Auth or a 2FA PIN option is when you set it up, and again, these are really simple to set up, they're going to give you the chance to back up your recovery key. You can print it out. You can scan the QR code. Any way you decide to do it, make sure you keep that key in a secure place, in a secure location. Reason being, so for instance, if you install the Google Auth on your phone and you pretty much make this a something you have and a something you can have access to in addition to a password. Let's say you're logging into a computer and into an account on a computer, and then you need to check the PIN for your 2FA on your phone. That's fine and dandy. You install it on your phone, you're using this fine and dandy, but what if your phone breaks? What if your phone is stolen, you crack the screen, you can't read it? There's a plethora of things that can happen to your physical phone, your physical device. Now, in order to, not have that situation, back up your keys. What that means is if you print out the key, you'll get a QR code and maybe a string of characters on that printed document. Put it in a secure location. If you ever need a new phone or you need to install it again, you will be able to get the same key back if you can scan the QR code of that key or type in the string of that key. It's imperative. Keep these keys. So, quick recap. Multi-factor authentication or two-factor authentication is a means to secure your accounts. Now, they're not foolproof by any means. I won't say that you're unhackable if you implement this, because as we all know in security, nothing is really secure. There's always a loophole. There's always a backdoor. There's always some way to get around something. Obviously, if you're using the Yubikey, the most important thing is to keep it secure. Keep it on your person. Don't lose it. Hopefully it never gets stolen. If someone happens to get their hands on that and they know your password, you're pretty much screwed. You can have multiple Yubikeys for the same account depending on the service. LastPass allows multiple Yubikeys. So let's say you get another Yubikey, one that you keep in a safe at home, and there's one that you travel with. If you lose the one that you travel with, you can still get into your account with the key that you have at home. But again, you'd probably want to revoke that key as soon as possible, just in case whoever happens to have it or stole it or found it or whatever, just in case they know your password or find your password or whatever have you. And two-factor authentication, again, is just an extra code, an extra PIN, something companies, organizations send to you to your phone, to your email, to your text, or they'll even call you and a robot will spit out the numbers. There's multiple ways to implement a lot of these. It's really not hard. It is an extra step to log into your accounts. You do have to consider things such as, backing up your keys if you use the PIN code option 2FA, and securing your hardcore tokens if you do it that route. And yes, it can be a pain for some people if you have easy passwords, you're doing password reuse. It is unfortunately a slight inconvenience for security, but that's what security is. Security is about securing things, not really convenience. It's about securing your accounts, securing your important data, your information, your valid stuff. So there it is. In 2020, for protection's sake, where you can, implement 2FA, implement MFA. A lot of the big wigs, as I stated, are already handling that to an extent. I'm not sure if they are implementing that for everybody. I've just noticed over time, every time I log into a new device, and I do that a lot for certain things, I'm asked to verify. I'm asked to verify a PIN, via text. Um, it's a little extra, especially if, I've worked in skiffs where I don't have my phone, and I'm trying to do something or whatever, and so obviously that's a pain in the rear. But it does make it more secure. For all they know, how does Google know that where I am in that skiff that's me? It doesn't know that that's me. So it's for the security of everybody, and it's the future we live in. It's the present we live in, and I could imagine in the future there's many more ways of authenticating, or maybe passwords will be gone altogether. That's what I feel. I feel like passwords should go away, because they were never secure to begin with. But it's the implementation, it's the solution that we've been using since the dawn of computers. So what's that? 60 years now, 70 years, and that's what we have. So if you have any more questions about MFA 2FA, please put them in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to my email list for the monthly book giveaway, I'm still doing that. I've done it for the past 3-4 months. Please hit the link below, sign up your email. That's all you have to do, and then I'll run a contest for that. So essentially, I'm giving away a book every month for that. I don't really have an idea for a book on this giveaway, so I'm going to leave that up to you. If you guys hashtag on this video free book, I'll do the contest again on my next video, and if you win, you get to pick a free book of your choice up to $50. So if there's a book out there you've been eyeing, IT certification, ethical hacking, something like that, anything along those lines, as long as it's IT or cyber security, hashtag free book, and I'll send that to you if you win in the next video. I think that's all I have. It's 2020. Happy New Year. Secure yourself, protect yourself. If you have any questions, let me know. If you like. If you want to share. If you want to comment. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. I will see you on the flip side. And that's all I have. Thanks.